Good evening and welcome to the Minions of the Zoo Saturday edition. I'm your host and keeper of the Harry channel, and with me tonight are Minions 2, Serenity Star 13,
Hello.
and SkepTok.
Good evening, everybody.
Yes.
Good evening, Raymond Lewis.
Good evening, Raymond. Yeah, let's just say hi to everybody right now. Good evening, Raymond Lewis. That's it. That's it right now.
We're all here, and Raymond, our most faithful chatter, is here with us, and I think that's great. Welcome, buddy.
It is, and you know the problem is I've been a bad host in certain ways, and you don't need to tell me, oh no, you've been fine. No, it's sometimes hard to get all the stuff together to get here. Traveling here today was, basically traveling home so I could do the stream was unpleasant.
Yeah.
And it was one of those things where it's like, don't go south on 101, go north on 101, and then get on Old Monterey Highway, and then just stare at the back of this car while people with giant SUVs cram themselves in at the front of the line. And
Where'd you get on Old Monterey Highway?
God, I forget which one it was. It was doesn't matter. I think it was Bernal Road. And then I got off, and then I got off on Bailey to get on 101. But it was just a lot of clutch action, a lot of brake clutch, this, that. And I've been on two wheels pretty much for the last 2 weeks. Okay.
No, that makes sense.
It's a different set of muscles. I mean, it's astonishing. It's like motorcycle muscles and car muscles are not the same. So I'm just sitting here going, God, this is like my shins hurt, my hamstrings hurt. You know, everything hurts.
If you're in a hilly place or having to roll the clutch and heavy traffic a lot of times, it gets really do get physically tired.
Yeah, after about an hour, it starts to get a little tiresome.
It does.
Does
indeed.
Yeah, so sometimes I show up late.
I know that cramp.
It's just fun because
I get a cramp in my calf.
Well, see, I used to get cramps all the time when I was a kid. I'm sort of prone to them.
Yeah, so I am too.
I literally am sitting here
famously
with a heating pad on one leg, and I just took 2 magnesium tablets. So it's going to be great.
I just ate a banana. I've got a thing of Gatorade right here for the same reason.
This is so much more information than anybody needs about our systems.
If we're going to do this, I have a Dr. Pepper and cinnamon raisin bagels and a schmear. So
nice.
Y'all have fun.
That's right.
Yeah, that's good. That's covered. But this is really about an ailment that Harry and I share, which is basically
age.
Age. You begin to not regulate your sodium potassium exchange as well as you did when you're younger. That's all it is.
My mother's having the same problem.
Yeah, but I had the problem when I was young too. That's the thing.
Skep is the same age as my mom, so you all are around the same age. But my mom, I used to now talk her into taking potassium.
Yeah, for me, this isn't new. That's the thing. This is just like a continuation, because I used to get them when I was, I literally would miss days of school sometime because I would have such bad leg cramps in my calves. But it doesn't matter. Enough about me. We really need to update the drinking game, because enough about me should be on the drinking game, I think.
I agree. That amendment approved as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe I'll update it.
Yep, definitely.
Yeah, it's fine. So, Serenity.
Yo.
Tell me something I don't know. How's it been going? Just anything.
Pretty good. We're a lot. I'm assuming the weather around here is a lot closer to what you normally have in California than it is to what Skep's going through, because we're like 68 to 72 degrees, bright blue skies, low humidity. It's been good here last week.
Basically, you and I have the same weather right now.
Unless, well, I don't know if do you get down to like 42 degrees at night there?
In which month?
This month.
No.
Yeah, that's the one thing is.
Although next week it's possible that we'll definitely be in the 40s next week, because there's some weird cold air monsoonal moisture thing that's sort of colliding, and actually we're going to get like an inch of rain and possible thunderstorms next week.
Well, it's
so that'll be fun.
That's how I can tell when fall has hit West Virginia, is because it goes from being only dropping like 10 degrees at night when it's real hot out, like when it's like 90 and it only gets down to like 80 something at night, to all of a sudden we're reaching like 75 degrees during the day, but then we're getting down to like 40 or 39 at night. That's when I know fall has come.
Yeah. No, the trees have already started doing their little thing, right?
Around here a little bit. They haven't hit full full, because we've had too much rain.
Mhm.
When the rain peters out, then it'll start to do it a lot more. But this is what it normally is. It's a little bit slower around here. We're not like boom color. We're not that.
For me, I know fall has arrived when I'm working late, which is a thing that happens a lot. And so working late and then getting home early, like so getting home at like 6 a.m. This is not a thing that happens. It's not that rare, unfortunately. And you're driving and you look up in the sky and you see Orion and you go, "Oh, it's back."
Yeah,
and that's how you know.
Yeah.
Before the trees turn, before anything else, that's usually the thing that reminds me. Oh yeah.
Orion's up. Yep.
That, and I have to deal with taxes. I have to file my final tax return on October 15th. God.
Oh, also Bridge Day's 6 days.
I'm going to be walking so funny.
That's when everybody jumps off the giant bridge.
Oh, okay. Okay. So, anything else going on, Serenity?
Wasn't able to go to Pumpkin Festival because the dogs were being the dogs.
Mm-hmm.
So I have no pictures. But other than the fact that everybody remember, those of us who have to go through it, remember November 2nd, daylight savings times goes away. So start prepping for it, because we've already started to convert the dogs.
And good riddance.
Well, for now, and then it'll come back.
Yeah.
Never leaves us.
Yeah. No, it's fine. But yeah, I'm looking forward to rain next week, which will be great, because I'm a huge weather nerd. I've always been a weather nerd. I mean, it's been like this for a long time.
Yep.
Yeah. And
you're a sky nerd, Harry. That's what you are. If it's in the sky, you like it. Weather, moon, sun, stars. Yeah.
Yeah.
Based.
If it's a GIS layer, he likes it.
Absolutely. Have you been following all this news about these gravitational anomalies, Skep?
Just to the extent that I can. I mean, they're hard to see. I was going to stay up and watch one.
I don't think people realize just how sophisticated a lot of the GIS models are. This is a geographical information systems. So your GPS chip basically assumes that the Earth has a particular shape to it. And just coming up with what that shape is actually kind of hard, because it's in 3 dimensions. It's in a big old sphere. And this is one of those things that they just sort of refine over time. A lot goes into GPS systems. They're pretty incredible.
They really are. Just once you start to drill down into the details, some of the ingenuity with which they solve some of the problems that they were presented with in building a system like that really gives you hope for human ingenuity that maybe we will solve all the problems. That really is kind of an inspiring engineering development story.
Yeah, between that and hydraulic concrete from the Romans, we're pretty much set. GPS and Roman concrete.
That Portland cement does it.
Yeah. So, Skep, there's a documentary that I've been watching. It was filmed a few years ago, and it's a team of English historians who go to France where they're building a castle using the tools of the time.
The tools of the time.
Right.
Yes.
And they're building this castle, and of course, they're talking about how incredibly sophisticated this was for the time. And I'm thinking, well, certain things are more sophisticated. Other things are actually a really big step back from what the Romans had at their apex. People do not comprehend just how incredible Roman engineering was in certain specific areas. Their ability to build like things in the water are astonishing. Yeah.
That roof of the Pantheon shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
That's a whole bunch of good ideas in one place.
Yeah.
Yeah. Study the roof of the Pantheon. It's very interesting to drill down into and get the detail of how they built that.
Well, there are some improvements, versus what the Romans were doing. But in terms of things the Romans could do, they had like ways of setting up effectively a crane with very little in terms of resources. They could just start lifting heavy objects in the field because they would construct these very simple mechanisms, throw about 4 people on it with some lines to secure it, and you're lifting heavy blocks without like a huge construction of a trebuchet or a steam engine, or I mean, siege engine.
No safety whatsoever.
Well, certainly very little.
Yeah, OSHA was in its infancy.
Yeah, good old OSHA.
I do build. Speaking of old architecture, there's a video game called Kingdom Come Deliverance 2, and it's set in the very early 1400s. And at one point, you go to Gutenberg, which is in the what once was the Czech Republic. And they show the building of a church, and they show the little wheeled, like human wheeled crane things where they had the little hamster wheel.
Yep.
That a person or someone had to get into in order to do the lifting of the heavy blocks. I just think it's really cool, that kind of stuff. I understand why it was so dangerous, but I think it's really cool.
Oh no, that's what you want to set up if it's like, we're going to be lifting heavy things here for a while.
Yeah.
Right. Well, yeah, they were building the grand church that's in Gutenberg still.
Yeah, that's a nice 30-year project.
Right.
That's a nice 300-year project.
Yeah, sometimes several hundred years.
Yeah.
The cathedral at I can't remember. It's one of the German cathedrals took 200 years to build.
Well, isn't there one that they just now finished?
No, that's the Spanish one.
That Gaudi thing in Barcelona is the one you're thinking of.
It's still cool looking.
It is. I mean, it's a little bit
impressive as hell.
Giger-esque.
Over the top.
I love it though. I love Giger stuff.
It's pretty cool. Don't usually expect to see it on Earth though. Really more of a thing. So speaking of which, I figured this is apropos of what we're talking about. So a complete digitization of Leonardo da Vinci's Codex Atlanticus, the largest collection of his drawings and writings. Now they've already digitized 2 of his sets of work, and this is the third and largest one. I think this is pretty great. We definitely need to put all this stuff in the holographic crystal that we shoot off out of the solar system at some point. Yeah. I think this is fantastic. I love the fact that that they're doing this with Star Trek props and sets and Da Vinci, all of this stuff that just needs to find its way into the digital archives.
Absolutely.
So much stuff is not in there. People think that it's all complete, and it's not.
Yeah, all you have to do is scan it.
As long as it's accessible by all
that
have the computer, I am fine with it. The minute they start trying to price like that, I will join the revolution.
Yeah, I think copyright's up on this, but hopefully.
Harry, greedy people will try greedy crap.
Yeah, I believe this stuff is publicly available.
I have no doubt, but still, greedy people will be greedy.
But it's still cool. I mean, it's engineering, which is great, but it's also just wonderfully artistic.
What horse butt?
I know. Here's another thing that's not going to surprise you. I have a real affinity for old diagrams and maps. I know. I was shocked as well. Yeah.
And another thing we have in common.
I would love, having this just be huge and framed. This would be a great thing to have in your living room, like behind your sofa.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Precisely.
My mom likes colonial and Civil War era maps of the United States. So we have a bunch of those under glass in the house. So that's the thing my mother is into. So I understand.
Yeah.
I've got a circa 1720 map of the what they thought the United States looked like, or what North America looked like.
I think she has a similar one. A similar one.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you sweet summer children, no.
Yeah, it gets a little inaccurate out west.
It's like, no, baby, no.
Yeah.
That's it. The island of California.
God, we wish sometimes.
Let me see if I can find this.
I know, right?
Well, when there's only 3 of us, it actually is pretty easy to run the show, because I only have to make sure that the 3 of us don't stomp on each other. So there's a lot less traffic keeping.
Could I just take a quick minute here to welcome Blue Eyed Scream and Jay Blizza have joined us this evening, along with Ray, and say hello to everybody. And we thank you for coming by. We like to notice what you're saying in chat and pay attention to me, and it lets you be a part of the show. That's part of the fun of it for us. So anyway, just wanted to take a moment and say hey to everybody.
So Serenity, weren't you advocating for DJI cameras?
I like DJI cameras, yes.
Yeah. So
what do you like about them?
Well, because of how I am, specifically the Pocket 2 and the Pocket 3, I like the fact that the controls are more on the actual like down where the battery pack is. And it because I've messed with both of them more than once.
Mhm.
For me, it's more intuitive. The
Interesting.
Insta ones, they like I don't know if it's just like my brain doesn't want to. I'm too used to the DJI, or if it's a flip flopper for me. I don't know what it is. My brain just doesn't want to
You can't
compute
just
it.
doesn't operate that way. Yeah.
Yeah. And it's like I have friends who use the Instas and they love those.
Really?
Yeah. But I don't know. I GoPro, once you've almost gotten burned by a GoPro because it decided it wanted to get too hot,
Mhm.
get fucked.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, GoPro can get wrecked. That's actually one of the stocks that I bought that famously I lost money on. I usually do a pretty good job of picking stocks, but GoPro, Pets.com, and IDOS are the three that really stick in my craw.
Yeah.
You know, you think you get the world figured out, and it's like, oh, wait, GoPros aren't actually good? Because I figured they were going to be really successful because they had such a big third-party marketplace for, like, kits, and you could attach anything to them. Turns out the DJIs and the Instas both have much better image stabilization, much better AI, low light correction. They're both really good cameras.
That's what turns a star, which is what GoPro should have been into a cash cow.
Yeah.
And now it's becoming a late stage cash cow.
Yeah.
Well,
so,
they finally realized that they need to move on to other stuff. But sorry, Harry, go on.
That's okay. So I did want to bring this to your attention, though. So Judge rules that drone maker DJI, same company, is affiliated with China's defense industry, company to stay on Pentagon's list of Chinese military companies.
That's valid.
Sorry?
I said that's valid. I don't use their drones. I only use their light cameras. But
well, I'm just saying that maybe when you use a DJI camera or all those things being equal, appropriate care should be given. Because it is a network device, right? And it has a bunch of data on it. And I'm not particularly trusting of the Chinese military. So just be cautious about these.
I bought none of them new.
Yeah.
First off, if I can buy pre-owned, I buy pre-owned. I do that with my iPhones. I have never bought a new iPhone in my entire life. I have never bought a new one. But both the DJIs I got secondhand, one from someone who was moving on to something else and they gave me a good price, which was the Pocket 2. And the Pocket 3 I got off of Facebook Marketplace because someone was apparently using it for something they shouldn't have and their partner wanted it sold and gone.
Oh dear.
But I don't connect them to the Wi-Fi either. Unless I start having an issue with it where it feels like it's a firmware update thing. I don't connect anything to the internet unless I absolutely have to. We have a thermostat in this house that can technically attach to the internet. We refuse to let it attach to the internet.
Yeah.
I trust nothing.
Yeah. So,
thank you for the heads up, but I trust nothing.
Yeah, I totally understand that. So what about, let's see, where do we want to go from here? Is there anything you want to talk about in particular before I dive into the spreadsheet?
I was about to say the only thing I'm waiting for it to be revealed is actually a shell Chinese company is the Nothing company. The ones who make the Nothing phones and Nothing headphones. I'm waiting for it to be found out that's a shell Chinese company. I really am.
The Nothing headphones are amazing. I actually have a set of them, and
I'm sure they are. I don't like how they look, and I am an aesthetic whore for that reason.
No, I know.
I don't like how they look.
No, they get a lot of design awards and stuff. I mean, I think they're basically a UK company, and obviously all the manufacturing takes place in China.
Yeah,
I definitely don't get the impression that they're a Chinese shell company. But
I know it's just it's not you. It's the like MKBH. Is that who he is? The tall black dude who talks about tech.
Marquez Brownlee, whatchamacallit, that guy?
The guy who 1 minute deep throat Apple and the next minute throw him under the bus and then deep throat Apple again.
He is hot for the Apple, yeah.
Yeah, which I don't mind, but it's just he'll belittle it and then deep throat them and then belittle it and then deep throat, and it's just like, honey, you gotta pick a lane. Either be nuanced or don't be nuanced, but you can't keep running around. He seems to be hot for the nothing stuff, and I'm just like, I don't trust him.
Well, you can trust me. It's really good, but I haven't actually looked at their phone.
Yeah.
But we should talk about, if you want to talk about this particular topic, let me actually put some stuff together and we can bring it up in the next week or two. Because right now it's just you and me knowing about it, and it's not.
Well, Nothing was started by Carl Pai Yu. And he was born in Beijing, China.
Many people
He
are,
is
yes.
a Chinese Swedish entrepreneur, and he co-founded OnePlus along with Pete Lau.
Oh yeah, I don't
Mhm.
trust OnePlus either.
Yeah. So anyway,
You shouldn't
yeah,
trust anything. I'm sure that Insta's board of
Oh, I trust
directors is
nothing, like-
exactly the same, you know.
Like I said, I trust nothing. I'm just glad we're starting to make microchips here in the States, because that's making me a little bit happier. But sorry, I keep
Yeah.
derailing everything.
No,
so
no,
there's
no.
absolutely no Chinese connection. That's
No,
what I wanted to
not at
assure
all,
you.
not at all.
Wanted to assure you that.
Yeah,
Yeah. No, you feel
least if you're
better
gonna
now.
it's like, it's change your last name, dude. Come on.
That's not even trying.
I know. It's like, try to hide it. Come on.
The
Put some effort into it.
Yeah, make an effort. Right. What?
So remember last week, I may have made some comments about the unearned gravitas of Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
Or I think it was the week before I talked
Mhm.
about that. So I may have to take it back because this guy, Lord Vin Hetero, who I've talked about before, put this out, which I love here. It'll just play. I feel like this adds legitimacy to
Sure.
that thing. It amuses me a lot.
He is so talented.
Yeah,
I
the
love
amount
this
to
guy.
figure out that the tonnage of everything. I am too lazy for that.
Yeah.
It's not actually that hard, believe it or
All right.
not.
Oh,
Doing
none.
what the only thing is getting, what, as you said, the right pitch on each one. But once you've got the right pitch, just arrange them in order and then squeeze them in the right
Yeah.
order.
Hey, functional.
That's what she
Why
said.
did I show up for this?
I know, it's just the worst, isn't it? So how's it
Rubber
going?
Chicken Rhapsody.
Well, I made some not very nice comments about Bohemian Rhapsody, and I figured since the guy Lord Vin Hetero did a Bohemian Rhapsody on chickens, rubber chickens, that I was
somehow gives
pretending
it
to make it be a
gravitas.
retraction.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So that wasn't actually high art.
No.
It's just people having fun because reasons. Because fun is
I
good.
hate it when people have fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like, I'm not having fun. Screw the rest of these people.
Right.
Mm.
Exactly.
Feel my pain.
So you gamers, do you guys ever play Myst?
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, years ago. I haven't played it in a while.
Years ago.
Okay, so
Yeah.
they did a port to the Nintendo Switch. And
Is it the original game?
well, I mean, with a few
I think it was-
modifications.
Yeah.
But there's a
Did it.
puzzle in this thing where a
Oh,
friend of mine
no.
basically said, help, because I don't, have your memory for pitch and all this stuff. Said, help, what do I do?
Oh, that.
So there's a
Yeah.
thing where you're supposed to play something on a piano and then
Yep.
walk across, turn around, do a 180, walk across the room, and then adjust this lever so that it
Mhm.
makes this sound that's the same as the piano note
Right,
that was
same
just
as the
played.
piano note.
And you have to
Yeah,
go
I
through this
remember that.
whole thing, and it was just
Yeah.
it was getting absolutely maddening. So I said, okay, look, here's what you do. Download an app for like piano tuning that'll tell you what note is being played. So once we figured out that it was like a C4, I just looked at the cheat guide that somebody put together and said, okay, here's the notes you need to play. Now take your piano tuner, because the DS thing didn't let you actually adjust it smoothly or even
Yeah, no.
reliably. It was almost impossible to dial it in, but I said,
Yep.
just use this piano tuning tool and you'll be able to get it. My friend was very happy about that, because there's no way in hell it was ever going to get solved. That is like such a terrible port of Myst that they did. But sometimes technology is good. I'm not above, when a game is just chronically broken, I'm not above telling people how to use tech to get unstuck.
I hated that puzzle even on the computer version of Myst. I hated.
I hate Myst. I really just don't like
I
it.
like the lore
I just-
behind it,
I just wasted too much time on it.
Yeah.
but my issue was that it was that puzzle, and then there was, I don't remember if it was Myst 1 or Myst 2, but there was the one that was like the sundial
Mhm.
one. I hate that puzzle too, because you had to line the shadows up exactly, and like it was just but you had to do it a certain thing, and I almost threw my mouse across the room more than once. I'm like, you piece of poop.
Yeah. Hey, functional.
Uh-huh.
Japanese tech giant deploys laser drones to protect chickens. Drones are hoped to prevent the spread of avian flu. So keep all the flu-laden birds away from your poultry farm. You just get laser drones.
Best use for them.
I like that.
Yep. I don't blame him.
I figured you would like the idea of
Hi,
laser
Sora.
drones protecting chickens.
I have no idea what that means.
Well, basically, the bad birds fly into the chicken farm carrying the bird flu, which if the bird flu gets into the chickens, then they have to kill
wipe
a bunch of them, right?
You have to, you have to, what those little individual, those individual buildings,
Yeah.
if it gets into, if there's a suspect, if it gets into one chicken, you slaughter all of them in that building.
Right.
Period.
Right.
And you cannot consume the meat.
It's extremely expensive. So if you just have drones with lasers that basically chase the birds away, the birds that are not the chickens, then you can protect them.
Mm-hmm.
And I like anything where you put a laser on an animal. Laser shark, good. Laser crocodile, good. Laser drone, still pretty good. If they could just put lasers on the chickens and have the chickens protect themselves, I feel that would be a better solution, but not going to happen.
Each other. They'd fry each other.
Hey,
That's
Sora.
Stupid. She's still muted.
She's still muted.
Hello.
Nope,
sorry.
That's okay.
Hello.
How are things
Trying to
in...
close 10 different windows.
Yeah. No, I know how that is. So laser chickens, is that pretty good?
10 out of 10.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, I love it.
Yeah. So do you like snakes?
Yeah.
Depends on the snake.
Okay, well...
I mean, I'm not morally opposed. I quite like them. I've petted a couple before. Very cute.
Yeah.
We have rat
Don't want
snakes
one?
here that we are friends with, that as long as they stay in the barn and do their job,
Yeah.
I'm cool
Rat
with them.
snakes are good snakes to have.
Yes, they are. It's just don't touch
Good.
any of the small chickens.
Yep. They will eat poultry though. They absolutely will.
Yeah,
They'll
I know.
eat
That's
guinea
what don't
pigs,
touch.
they'll eat all kinds of things.
Yeah, you're going to need a bigger laser.
Well, also, it's the same conversation I've had to have with the possums a few times. I'm like, you mother effers can stay around. Do not eat my chicken eggs.
Okay, bombing snakes with poisoned mice. Imagine you're on your favorite beach enjoying a good book.
Dude.
Into your lap falls a dead mouse tied to a whirling streamer. What do you do? On a Connecticut beach, you freak out. But if you're on Guam, you brush it off as business as usual, knowing that federal officials are just doing their best to control a major problem. It's the brown tree snakes in Guam.
The brown snakes.
They're
in Australia too.
They get into everything. They destroy the power grid. They destroy. I mean,
and they're almost as deadly as a taipan.
Yeah, and
these are deadly snakes.
But you know what they used to basically poison them? They dropped these mice, but in the bellies of these mice, they sometimes would put a single Tylenol capsule. And the Tylenol actually was a lethal dose to the snakes.
Mm-hmm.
Just ended their livers.
Yeah. So you just basically use Tylenol to kill the snakes. Or just make them slightly derpy.
Yeah, they would gork because it's liver death. So yeah, you gork first and then you die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting watching a snake die of that kind of stuff.
Yeah. But yeah, I didn't know that.
And roll and then they kind of try to
So just drop dead mice full of Tylenol onto the island and wait for all the brown snakes to die.
That's what we used to do when we were kids.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I'm surprised they gave you an airplane to drop your mice out of, but, you knew people.
I knew people.
Yeah.
I know a guy.
Top men.
Top men.
There you go.
Well, nice callback.
Yeah. Well, before I do something annoying, well, no, we'll just do the annoying thing. So remember the other day, I said Katie Porter is terrible. And there's a big chance that she might be the next governor of California. And I said, and I don't want her to be because she's terrible.
I think she fucked it.
Let's just hope that she, let's hope that she did.
I pray she is elected governor.
What do you say to the 40% of California voters who you'll need in order to win, who voted for Trump?
I love this woman.
How would I need them in order to win, man?
Well, unless you think you're going to get 60% of the vote. So you don't
I
think
feel
you
like
need
this
to
is
vote.
unnecessarily argumentative. What is your question?
Yeah, screw that 40% of Californians. I just want to represent the good people in the 60%. Yeah,
That's why I'm wearing a dress made out of burlap.
Yeah, I like my favorite comment about this was somebody said, "Aren't fat people supposed to be jolly?"
Well, to those voters. Okay, so,
Well
so
said.
you.
I don't want to keep doing this. I'm going to call it. Thank you.
Not Katie
Okay.
Porter. She's been an evil
You're not
bitch
gonna
for
do the
as long
interview
as
with
I
us.
can
Nope, not
remember.
like
yeah.
this. I'm not. Not with 7 follow-ups to every single
Not-
question you ask.
Yeah, she just doesn't politician good. That's
Oh.
the
Well, it's like, of course, there's going to be 7 follow-ups to every question when you don't answer the question, stupid.
yeah. So of course now, I mean, Harry knew this, right? Harry said quite plainly that she's an evil, horrible, dreadful person, and I was
Yes.
kind of thinking that the press would run cover for her, but I guess they aren't. Because otherwise, a lot of this stuff would not have come out. So Katie Porter verbally abused then husband in an explicit tirade, effing idiot,
Scald him.
and too effing dumb to operate a phone, court docs say. Yeah, she supposedly plopped like a whole bowl of steaming hot mashed potatoes on his head once when she was mad at him.
Yeah.
Oh my god! What
Yeah.
the hell?
Yeah.
Technically it's a country thing you're supposed to do to an abusive person who's treating you like crap, but obviously assholes will be assholes and will do it to anybody. Especially
She's
grits.
awful.
Yeah. Hoffman also filed for a restraining order from his rage-prone spouse, claiming she would routinely call him a fucking idiot and fucking incompetent, and shattered a glass coffee pot in their kitchen counter in March 2012 when she felt their house wasn't clean enough.
Oh yeah, because
She would not let me have a
I
cell
want-
phone because she said, "You're too effing dumb to operate it," Hoffman said of Porter,
Once.
51, who's been in the hot seat this week as videos capturing her going scorched earth and berating her former staff members made headlines. Yeah, let's look at one of those because we can.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen this one.
All right.
Well, let's just fast forward a little bit.
How to make electric vehicles affordable.
Get the fuck out of my
including for
shot.
She's
low,
talking to
moderate
Jennifer
income
Granholm,
people,
who's also a
working
huge
moms,
piece of
single
shit.
moms like me,
Not
people who
evil,
really
just
could benefit
incompetent.
From an extra $632 in their pocket. And it's also not just the individual savings, but it's also the total savings for our economy.
Yeah.
So I'm on the oversight committee. You might,
Yeah, just go buy a $30,000, $40,000, $50,000 car. It'll be fine.
if we
Yeah.
don't electrify our transportation sector, that we're going to lose more than 500,000 Californians dying prematurely to air pollution.
See the
and
person
other
walking in the
problems,
background?
And the state could lose. Get out of my fucking shot.
She is happy and well adjusted, isn't she?
Oh yeah.
She's
No,
not,
let her in
but
charge.
how it didn't even she didn't even switch. It's like from
Yeah.
barely
No,
a breath to the other just came out.
Yeah.
That's a great point, Sora. That is really her.
Yep.
That's
Because
really
normally,
her.
especially, which makes me think she's not a narcissist, she's an asshole. Because narcissists will have the mask fall, that
Yeah.
mask fall moment.
Yeah,
She didn't even have a
yeah.
mask fall moment.
No.
She's just went boom and just
She's just a you know what.
She's
Yeah.
stupid and mean is what she is.
Yeah.
She's she
okay,
doesn't
okay.
she's
Yeah,
not
she's
interesting
stupid.
enough to have an actual psychosis that we could talk about or we could look up in the DSM. She's just stupid and mean.
okay.
You're right.
To get where she is, she would have to have at least a modicum of intelligence. I agree she's mean, but we can't call everybody who's in a position of power stupid because they had to have a level of intelligence to get there. So we need to be at least a little open to the fact that mean and having some level of a brain is in there.
It's
'cause-
true. I shouldn't say
Cruel
that
and
somebody
mean.
with a 103
cruel and mean.
IQ is stupid because she's not stupid. She's just
mean. She's a piece of crap.
well, but she also could be. You kind of want somebody a little bit better to run the state of California because it's not exactly an easy job. I mean, say what you want about Gavin Newsom, not stupid. I mean, evil, oily, unctuous, just off-putting in
he's
several different
arrogant.
ways. He's incredibly arrogant, Jupiterian. He's like a little Macron. I mean, he's
Yeah.
very
He is
similar.
Jupiterian. Very well. That's a great adjective.
Yeah, I mean,
Well,
but not stupid.
No.
Well, the thing
not
to
at all.
highlight Newsom was he's also tone deaf, which is part of the arrogancy because this is the same guy who, when Californians during the massive heat wave last year were having to have their entire power go away and couldn't cool themselves, went on TV to do one of those recorded messages and was in a sweatshirt pullover
Mhm.
and didn't even bother to make it look like he was hot in like 90-degree weather. Like, he's just a very arrogant and tone deaf ass.
Well,
that's what he is.
Okay, to be fair, he had probably just walked out of Nancy Pelosi's walk-in ice cream freezer.
But
And
you
it is
fake
cold in there.
You fake it. You put on a freaking tank top. You have someone spray Evian mist in your face to make it look like you're sweating, and you fake it.
Mhm.
Like, good lord.
Yeah, you're spitzing.
Someone on his optics side either knew what they were doing and set him up, or is just a pile of dumb.
Well, here she is trying to hold her own with Piers Morgan and Bill Maher.
Oh God.
Oh, this was funny.
Yeah, it was.
I didn't see that.
You guys not that he wants to do it. It's kind of old. What?
Oh my god.
Nice try.
I mean, let's be
Sorry?
She's so pleased with herself.
It's such a bullshit.
are immature. That's why they're kids.
Not at 21. Not all over the world.
21-year-olds are immature. That's why we don't let them drink until they're 21. That's why some of us don't think that 20-year-olds or 19-year-olds ought to be able to go get AR-15s.
They can go fight.
I think there are
They
arguments.
can be in the army.
Well, I think that's a discussion we should have, because I think
They
the
can
more we
vote.
know about
I thought if you vote, you should be able to have a certain level of maturity. They're deciding whether you should be in Congress or not.
Well, and by the way, I win those votes.
What?
And I win those votes, and I'm proud of it. But what I'm
So
saying
you just
is
said you
that
win the votes of the immature.
Well, but the immature, first off, immaturity is not necessarily an age thing. You can be immature
But you just
into
played
your
the age
adulthood.
card.
Yeah.
You were like, our argument sucks because we're old, which is
No, I didn't say that. I
that's
said
getting
you
so
sounded-
boring.
And by the way, I'm only 58, just for the record.
She couldn't handle either of them individually, let alone collectively.
Yeah.
For her to try to step up and take a swing at both of them at once, that's just
That was-
poor.
She
That's just
couldn't
poor judgment.
handle a favorable interview by a air quotes journalist who is a known Democrat shill.
Mhm.
She
Well,
couldn't
maybe
handle the softest of softball
Right.
interviews.
You're exactly right. This was the softest of softballs. This was not somebody coming in a prosecutorial manner and cross-examining the crap out of her. That they came on her, even though she was offensive. They didn't come back at her hard at all.
Oh, I was
She's
talking
correct.
about the first interview, but yeah, I mean,
No, I
it's
was
not
talking
like
about
either
this
of them are going to do exactly what you just said and like come at her really hard. They're going to be
Yeah.
like, no, you're kind of wrong, and they'll be soft about it and whatever.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yeah, there's no way that, I mean, if it was anything but California, I would say there's no way this woman gets elected, but it's California. So
Yeah.
they elect these type of people all the fucking time. Because I swear to God, no matter how much of Silicon Valley and how many brilliant minds there are in your state, Harry,
Yeah.
I swear to God, it is like the dumbest state. I know far too many people who are not like you, who are just regular Californians, and they are dumb.
You used to be able to get a pretty good measure. See, I too bad Prospero isn't here, but you could get a pretty good measure of a place by just the number of bookstores you'd pass. And it's definitely true that California has like a huge imbalance in terms of smart and dumb.
No
But-
bookstores?
Well, no, I mean, I would have to make these pilgrimages to either, I'd have to either go to the Naval Postgraduate School to find a good bookstore, or I would have to go to Palo Alto when I was a kid to find a
Okay.
good bookstore. There just weren't. But you know what's really scary is the first time I went to the Florida Panhandle, and this was back before everything was on the internet. Oh my God, the number of bookstores you didn't see, it was like, I don't think people were doing a lot of reading in the Florida Panhandle. But
I went to both a bookstore and a library today.
But yeah, there are parts of California that the education level is pretty high, but education is not what it used to be. You know, since the whole academy got captured by these postmodern morons,
Yeah.
being educated doesn't really save you from that stuff. Honestly, the more common sense conversations I have with people are from just plain regular folks. And they say they would agree with you 90% of the time, Functional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Education is
I
almost a
can't have
contrary indicator to good judgment
It's-
now.
It's yeah. And it's not even that, like, I can't even have conversations with some of these people anymore because they're just so inept at everything. I find that I enjoy having conversations with salt of the earth, blue collar types who, you know, let's not mince words here. They're not seen as these towering intellectuals. And in person, I do tend to talk with a very extensive vocabulary and diction that normally would get lost to the wayside. But people are starting to pay, like these types of people, they're starting to pay attention to what's going on because they're, again, not to mince words, they're looking at their grocery bills and going, what the fuck?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's way worse up here, but I see through conversations I have through the internet with you types of people, the internet friends, that do say a lot of the same things. Like, sure, our food here is probably what at this point 4 or 5 times as much as yours, but even normally in the best of times, it was about twice as expensive. You know, we're talking staples, you know, milk, eggs, butter, bread, flour, twice as expensive up here. Now it's at about 5 times. By the end of the year, they're calling for 6 times. And by 2030, they're calling for 15 times the price of US grain and other staples. 15 times as expensive.
I've got people excuse me.
No, go ahead.
No.
Yeah, I was done.
Sorry, I'm talking to someone else who just walked in.
Oh, okay.
I met
Hi,
them
someone else.
myself.
Yeah. So
it's kind of scary because I looked at the math today and I was like, yeah, that looks like it checks out.
yeah, I feel like that California is out Californiaing California in a lot of ways. So,
and then Canada's like, hold our beers, eh?
So the thing is, we actually rebel occasionally. I'm sorry, who am I interrupting?
Oh, I was just saying, ironically, while I hated him in The Hills reality show from MTV, Spencer Pratt is making me like him so far for how much he's like, I don't care about anyone's political affiliation. I'm just trying to make sure everybody in my neighborhood's safe.
Didn't he have a creepy flesh-colored beard for a while?
He still does. He always does. He's blonde. He's always going to have.
Well, that doesn't mean he can't shave it off.
That's gross.
It is. If you basically have like a thin, creepy, flesh-colored beard, just shave.
Shave.
He's had that since the early aughts. He's never getting rid of that shit.
He could just turn over a new leaf tomorrow and not have it.
Never gonna happen.
Yeah.
Never gonna happen. But anyway,
tomorrow, new leaf, new fresh shaved skin, perfect.
I appreciate the fact that he goes after the people he goes after, and he doesn't do it with the political affiliate. He's like, as much as I hate to say it, he's kind of like Joe Rogan, Piers Morgan, and Bill Maher. He's technically a liberal, but the liberals have gone so far that he now looks like either like me, which is a filthy, dirty centrist, or he looks like a right winger. But yeah, still, it's like he goes after everyone equally.
Okay, so this is a palate cleanser, but I do think it illustrates the point. So here is a thing that you can find in California that you would not expect to be able to find in California. The only bar in California where you can buy a gun and a beer. Okay?
Nice.
So it's
respect.
It's up in the hills, up in the foothills near Yosemite. Okay, and on one side of this little building, it's a gun shop, and on the other side, it's a bar. And the one guy basically works both halves of it. So he just walks from one side to the other.
I like the byline.
Yeah.
A kid drinking soda at the bar is the least surprising sight.
Yep.
Sportsman, of course.
And the sportsman near Yosemite.
I mean, it makes sense. You're out in the wilderness. You should have a gun.
Yeah.
I have a funny aside for you.
Please.
So there was this, kept passing this one store here. Like, it's usually out of my way, but it's while I was going to college because I was going to like a northern, slightly like out of the way campus. And so it was called like an Italian sports club, something like that. It's Italian something. So I was like, I want to, I wonder what's there. All sorts of nice clothing, whatever. Anyway, I popped in it. No, that's not what that is. It was a hunting store.
Yeah.
Nowhere is it advertised that it's, there's guns or anything like that. It was indeed a hunting shop. So that was the Italian Sporting Goods. I think that's what it was called. And I thought, here I am thinking of skiing,
Mhm.
cashmere, like really nice wool jumper, Nope.
Not for you.
Well, isn't it Benelli that makes those fantastic Italian shotguns?
Oh yeah.
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh yeah. For a not gun person, I really do feel like I'm. I do occasionally get
You
gun
have
envy,
to-
and
that's-
those are nice shotguns.
Yeah, those.
Yes, they are.
That's very upscale though.
Yeah.
Very.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking that's what would be in the place that Sora walked into.
Mm.
They would
What-
definitely
Just a
have
bunch of
Have a
M4s.
Benelli.
They would have-
Definitely would have a Benelli.
fancy Italian
I
shotguns.
want to
Bunnies. Go ahead.
say someone. I other than the Italian team, I think most of the teams that are in the Olympic skeet shooting
Mhm.
sector, I think most of them use Benellis. If not all of them, but I know at least the Italians for sure do. But yeah,
The ones in the international competitions, I've actually known a couple of international competitors. In fact, one was a world champion skeet shooter.
well, it's-
Most of those guys have absolutely custom guns.
Yeah.
They start with a high end gun. They go to the manufacturer. This is what I want, and they build them a gun and they rep them.
Well,
Mhm.
that's a thing. I think in the international competition you can. I don't think in Olympics they allow it because I know because America won. I think we won the gold medal this last Olympics in skeet shooting, and
What
I
do
don't
they
think
shoot
they
with?
allow pure. I think
What
it
do
has to
they
be a
al-
standard gun. I don't know for sure. I just know that when all the Australians were
right?
like, Americans can't win the shooting competition. No, we can't win the airsoft one, but we won the skeet shooting. Kiss my butt.
Huh?
And then there's that pistol shooting thing where that guy keeps coming in like second and first. The total blase
Oh, the
Yeah.
40-year-old.
Turkish
German.
guy?
The
Yeah,
German.
he doesn't.
Is
use
he
the
German or
cheater.
is he like Spanish or something?
Or
No, he's,
something, I don't
No,
know.
he's
No,
like
the guy
Finnish or
who's like
Finnish or
the guy.
Swedish or something.
No. So the really
Oh, he's
cool
like
guy,
Turkish.
he's Turkish.
Oh yeah, the Turkish guy.
Turkish. That's it. That's right.
Yeah, he
One of the
just sort of
fantastic.
shows up. No fancy glasses. No, he just has his regular glasses. He just
No
sort of
cheating
shows
glasses.
up, shoots, picks up his
Uh,
medal,
he-
leaves. He is like the coolest dude.
Yeah.
At his last competition, he didn't even close an eye. He had his regular like sight glasses, and he
Yeah.
just stared down the
Yeah.
target and shot.
Didn't he get
Yes.
a gold in the last one?
Yeah, he
I
got
think
gold in the
so.
Olympics. He got gold in the Olympics.
That's what
No,
created the meme
Olympics
was
he
that
got
shot.
silver, but he got a gold in whatever like world
World?
shooting
He
thing
did,
that
yeah.
was happening.
He got a silver at the
Which-
Olympics and he got a gold recently at the Worlds. Yeah.
Which is how it should be. You shouldn't be allowed to wear fancy glasses. You shouldn't be allowed to
I agree.
No,
if you're
come
gonna-
as you are. If you can't
Yeah.
do what you're supposed to do in a fucking Greco-Roman diaper, you don't get to compete at the
Yep.
Olympics.
Yeah, no. Well, it was like the woman who won the female side of it. And I was like, why do you have those effing
With
glasses?
those like
lady?"
cyber glasses.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's like, bitch, get away.
that's bullshit.
Yeah, by the
Koreans,
way, most-
goddamn Koreans.
It's over 9,000.
Most of the athletic events in ancient Greece were competed in the nude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I said what I did.
So there was no toga. There was
Yeah.
no
It
toga.
was
No
the rule was
Toga free.
started.
That's expensive.
So
What
the
did they-
legend was the reason why that rule was started was because apparently a woman was coaching her son, but she portrayed herself as a man, and when she jumped the fence to congratulate her son, I think for winning like a marathon or something like that, her toga ripped and showed it was a woman. So then they made everybody compete nude.
Huh.
That is the legend. I don't believe it's true, but that's the legend.
It's funny. I was poised to buy a Benelli M4, but God, I think it was definitely on the list. I don't remember how close it was, but JT fucking made it illegal overnight for reasons. I don't know why, but I really wanted one too. They look so nice. They're just like works of art, and that sound when you rack them. Oh my God.
So
It's so much nicer than just any other gun.
Yes, the store that I walked into does indeed carry Benelli,
hmm
because I'm looking at their.
Well, they're legitimate Italian businessmen, so.
That's the Benelli Lupo Black.
Completely
Oh, okay. No, I'm talking
legitimate.
about the M4, the shotgun.
They're beautiful.
They are
guns.
not legal in Canada.
Ethos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, that.
All right.
Such
Well,
a shame.
so let's see.
I blame Harry.
When you're out doing your Olympic things and you're totally nude in the auditorium, you know what you need to worry
Yes,
about? Skin
often.
cancer. Skin cancer is
There you go.
definitely one of the things that should be on your mind. And what is good for stopping skin cancer? Well, supposedly
Fruits.
a B3 supplement could cut your skin cancer risk by up to 54%.
But what if I like skin
This
cancer?
is from the Vanderbilt University Medical Center.
I would have to see the in-depth study and see how long they tested everything before I entirely believe that.
Well, you know, okay, so we've been on this little journey, right, where they say eggs are bad for you, eggs are good for you, eggs are bad for you, and it's always changing.
Yeah.
And I can't, I've lost track of how many times somebody said, don't even bother taking a multivitamin. Vitamins are dumb and you're stupid and you're
Yeah.
just peeing money down the drain and it's all stupid. But then I turn around and it seems like there's minerals that you need.
Yeah.
You definitely need your D vitamins. And there's
Yeah.
certainly a need for at least being at the RDA for a lot of B vitamins that you don't want to be deficient.
B3
Just
is
take your one a day or
nicotinic
take your,
acid.
yeah, just take your damn, well, I mean, it could also be niacinamide. It has two forms.
Yeah, well, it actually comes out as niacin. It
Yeah.
actually has, it says it has 2 forms. It probably has about 22 if you looked at all the isomers. Yeah.
But just get yourself a good multivitamin and take it. What's the harm? I mean, maybe you're peeing a little. It doesn't have to be super expensive, but it just seems like being deficient of vitamins and minerals is just bad. It just
And the
causes a lot of
vitamins-
problems.
The generic vitamins, the big generic vitamins, they're made in the same place that the big ones are
The
made.
exact same
It's-
place.
They're even in the same containers. Only thing that is different is the lid and the label.
And
are
how
the
much
only
they spent
differences.
on graphic design.
Yeah. Well,
Because
That's the graphic
the
design
generic
content.
labels are just, they're very generic
Clip art.
looking. Yeah. But no, seriously, because I used to work for one. The amount of time and money they put into, Centrum or this or that manufacturer, that's a lot of money. Because they're fighting with everybody else, right? And when you're looking out on the shelf, you have 2.3 seconds or something to catch somebody's eye and sell the product. It's the whole thing.
Yep. But take a multivitamin. Talk to your doctor. Get your vitamin D. It just seems like it's not going to hurt. Now there are things like where more is not necessarily better. You have to be really careful with vitamin E. Again, talk to your doctor. But there are ways you can screw yourself up by taking too much of things, like you said was a nicotinic acid, right? That'll mess you up. That's extremely unpleasant. You don't want to take too much vitamin E because that's actually really bad.
you get something called a niacin rush. This red face, and you feel your head feels very bad for just about a minute or two.
Yeah, it's not fun.
No.
All right, well, enough
I
about...
see a lot of those people, they tend to overdo it. The gym rats, I see a lot of them overdoing that type of stuff. Not just like their creatine or protein supplement powders, but like on vitamins. And you can tell because their skin looks weird and their face is always splotchy. Yeah, like there's this one guy, I swear, he's got that orange tinge that people think that Trump has. Looks like a carrot, and I guarantee you he's doping on fucking vitamin B or C or whatever the shit the orange one is.
Well, it's also like there's also a thing called the roid belly.
Yeah.
And it's that's disgusting too. And it's just like, honey, like, ew, no. Like you have a version of body dysmorphia, baby. Like that's not, no.
It really is.
That's not cute. That's not, no. It's just no. Because it just looks like something's in there and it's distended and it's pushing. And it's just
because their midsection muscle groups are so incredibly thick.
Right.
Yeah.
That it's just too big for their body, and that's why it looks like that.
Hypertrophy.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I can't.
And these generally aren't the guys who are competing either. These are just like the gym rats, because if they were to compete, the judges would look at them and be like, ew.
Get out. Yeah.
Yeah. You need
out
help.
Of performance. Yeah.
Yeah.
Need surgery.
But it's the body dysmorphia of the online world. What causes
You really screw yourself up.
They
and
legitimately
if you do it
don't
right,
think they
you'll enlarge your heart And then when you get to be about 55, your doctor will
just
say,
drop
you
dead."
got 6 months to live.
Ew, explode.
You have the heart of a 900-year-old.
Well, it's just no. Your heart has become so thick, and it's the heart muscle itself. And there's nothing you can do about that. The only thing you can do about that is heart transplant.
And they won't do it because generally, to get it that thick, you have to have been roiding.
Well, yeah, you probably have smoked your circulatory system, probably atherosclerosis up the butt. Probably have no elasticity at all in your.
And we've derailed Harry's comment stuff again.
No,
Anyway.
just let you guys were just
Blah, 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 blah.
having fun.
We
so.
started with shotguns, and now we ended with distended bellies
Okay.
and thickened heart walls.
Woo!
Marshall
Don't
Islands
take steroids,
experienced
kids.
explosion of wildlife 1 year after invasive rats were removed. Yes.
Oh, shocker!
They got rid of
You
all the
don't
stuff.
say.
Yeah. The rats have had a devastating effect on their delicately balanced ecosystem on certain islands in the
shit.
Marshalls. Bikar
Where's the
Atoll.
Marshall?
Well, we blew a lot of them up. Bikar
Sorry,
Atoll.
where is
Yeah,
the
we did.
Marshalls?
What?
Where
Where
are
is
they?
the Marshalls?
South
Sorry, I have an
Pacific.
Oreo in my mouth.
South Pacific,
Thank
yeah.
you.
North of the Solomon.
Yeah, Bikar Atoll, one of the smallest atolls in the country, is located 360 miles north of the capital, Majuro. The reef surrounds a lagoon roughly 14 square miles. The Jamo Inlet is a 16-hectare inhabited coral island that's known to be one of the major feeding grounds for green sea turtles and a seabird sanctuary. With the arrival of the invasive species such as black rats on both of these land masses, the native environment has been heavily disrupted as native plants, seabirds, and other animals fall prey to the rat scavenging. So you know what? We kill them all, and then everything goes back to being okay. Because these places just can't cope with some of these things that show up. And rats
don't
will
have
just
any
ruin
other-
everything.
Well, they don't have any other predator. The reason why dodos were able to survive for as long as they did on the island of Madagascar
Mhm.
was because of the fooses. Because the fooses took care of any rodents that would eat their eggs, and thus the dodos were able to reproduce fast enough to keep their population up until humans got involved.
Were dodos
then
from
humans-
Madagascar?
Was it Madagascar? I can't remember which one.
I don't know.
But
I
it's-
bet the only thing I know of from Madagascar are a couple birds and vanilla pods.
I want to make sure.
No, the
But-
dodos were in the Azores. Dodos were in the Azores, I think. Pretty
Yeah.
sure.
I know a limerick
I
about the
thought they were
Azores,
from
but I can't
Mauritius.
repeat it.
No,
Dodo.
functional's right, Mauritius.
Ah,
Okay.
okay.
Alright.
That's
It's
like
500
that's
it was
how
east-
the only reason I know that Mauritius exists.
But either way, there was an animal on the island that was small, a predator animal on this island that was small enough in number that it took care of the rodents, which means they didn't eat the dodos' eggs, and the dodos reproduced fast enough that they were able to keep their numbers up until humans got involved.
Mhm.
And then we wiped them out because the Dutch are an ass. As much as everybody tries to paint the Dutch as loving, sweet people, they're not.
They have half of a preserved specimen
Yeah, they do.
in Oxford apparently, or yeah, of the Oxford specimen's head.
Yeah.
God, it's so
they're
sad.
huge. They're
Mhm.
huge, though.
But they
You
look
don't-
so cute. And it's just what a
Of
sadness.
course, Sora finds them cute.
I love the dodo birds.
All right.
But continue.
Enough about dodo birds. I have to complain about something. So I really liked the first Tron movie when it came out. Music by Wendy Carlos.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Like the first
fantastic.
God,
the
yeah.
first
Yeah, he means the
one.
first.
Okay.
It was
Yes.
pretty damn awesome. I mean,
And
as
it
a
had Bruce
kid,
Boxleitner. And
it was so good.
many B5 actors.
It was so good, and even the second one is not that bad.
I
Okay,
love the second one.
Yeah, it was actually not that bad, which I was surprised that I
Yeah.
was like, okay, I can dig this. It's not the same as the first, but
I'll
it's
let it
a
slide.
decent
I'll give it
enough
I'll
movie.
give it a solid B. I mean, it
Yeah.
was fine. It was serviceable. It was entertainment. You knew they were going back to the trough to get some money, and they couldn't dream up new IP. But whatever. At least they made a halfway decent movie, and it didn't suck. Apparently, there's a new one, a third
Yeah,
one
yeah.
called Tron Ares.
Yeah.
And I guess in this one,
It's Leto. Jared Leto is the guy.
stuff starts coming out of the Tron electronic world and happening
you
in the
do.
real world. And just the whole synopsis of it just sounds like just the biggest piece
break
of
the
hot
paradigm.
garbage.
Never break your paradigm.
Yeah.
They're breaking the paradigm. That this will not end well.
And you're not ruining my childhood or anything, because I'm just used to them remaking things and them being terrible, right? So I'm not claiming, you're not causing me any personal pain, but it's like, it's so sad. They've got these two competing companies. One wants to, create, holographic things that turn into food, that feed people and make the world better. The other guy wants to make super soldiers and weapons. It couldn't be more of a morality play if it wanted to be. They've taken something that was good and just turned it into pure crap. I know.
Have you seen it?
I have not seen it. Just from the story, I can tell if the story is broken like by design. I don't think I need to see it to know how bad it is.
Okay.
Yeah.
I want.
If you've seen it and you tell me I'm wrong and I don't understand the story, that's fine.
No, I haven't seen it yet, but I try not to put too much on that, because I remember when the second one came out and everybody bitched about the second one. I remember when the Star Wars prequels came out and everybody bitched about the prequels. So it's like everyone is allowed to not like stuff.
I'm actually pretty forgiving when it comes to stuff. I didn't think La La Land was a terrible movie. I watched the second Joker movie and managed to eke some amount of entertainment out of it.
Well, no one eked any entertainment out of the second Joker movie, but anyway.
I did. I'm actually a pretty damn easy room.
The first one sucked.
But the idea, just on the face of it, the idea that we're going to take things out of this digital landscape and bring them out into the real world, and that they're going to hunt down some MacGuffin code that makes things last more than 29 minutes if they can just find it in Flynn's research.
Disbelief.
Just
broken.
It's I don't have to see it to know that it sucks. And if it turns out, if one of you sees it and tells me it's really good, I'll be happy to retract it. Just like I said, about Bohemian Rhapsody. I can be convinced, but has anybody seen this thing? Because I know if I show something from the trailer, we're going to get killed, right?
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a Disney movie. You're going to get hit.
Yeah, we get nuked by Disney even if we show a few seconds of something. I think I showed 5 seconds of one of the Acolyte. At one point, we got a copyright hit.
Was it the Acolyte part that hit us, or was it another part that hit us?
And we showed a still one time and got hit.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. So, yeah, okay. So it's really it's not really so much a topic as just Harry having a little rant. Okay,
yeah.
Nothing too important.
I'm interested in seeing it, not in theater. Well, okay. So I have read some local people who have seen it who mentioned that this is probably a movie that it's only worth seeing in the theaters because of the grandioseness of it and the effects. It might be instead of waiting for it on streaming, but also because it's filmed here. It's really fun to see downtown Vancouver.
Sure.
And it looks really good in the movie. It's the effects and everything is beautiful and it's really fun. So for that alone, I won't pay for it. I'm not interested. I've never seen any of the movies, but I've always liked the trailers seem fun, but never enough for me to actually watch the movie. So, you know what I mean? It's just like,
we've all had those moments, sorry. We've all had those moments.
Like, I like the trailer.
Yeah.
But I'm interested to hear the soundtrack, because 9 Inch Nails is usually pretty good with their music. I'm interested.
Yeah, but I'll just wait until I'll just get the album, right?
Yeah.
Because I own the
huge Nails.
I own the full motion picture soundtrack for the very, very first one.
Yeah,
I have it on vinyl.
Yeah, so
I have it on vinyl too. Yeah,
my mom bought it on vinyl, so we have it on vinyl, and then years later I bought the CD version. Still have the CD version. I have both of the versions for Tron Legacy on CD because it's Daft Punk, and it was pretty well known that Daft Punk were
and
probably
even if they're
going to go on
French.
hiatus. Well, they broke up after that, so that's like the last Daft Punk thing that was ever done.
Quebecois. Even though they're Quebecois, they made some fucking killer tunes.
Well, I mean, it was awesome, and their cameo in Tron Legacy was one of the best moments in the movie.
Oh yeah, when he
in the club, that entire fight scene in the club was awesome.
The only thing I wanted for that movie was I wish it was the fight scenes were better.
I really liked them for the fact that the main character played by Garrett Hedlund, he was never showcased as being a fighter. So I appreciated the fight scenes for what they were.
Yeah, but even Quizler, like he does some flippity floppity cool stuff, and I was like, okay, but I mean, it's like a fight scene, not the game stuff, which I could watch those games for days. They do the games real well. The light cycle battles, everything else, it is.
It's awesome. I like the light cycle battles. Both in the first one and the second one are awesome.
But I don't want to see light cycles flying around Vancouver.
I mean, I kind of do. Because people have been wanting to see light cycles in real life for years.
One of my favorite in television games was Tron Deadly Disc.
Yeah, Deadly Disc was good.
Yeah, I sat through that Pixels thing with Adam Sandler. And
yeah, but you were supporting me because I'm in that movie.
Yeah, I've seen it twice, so I supported you twice.
Twice? Oh my God, Harry, you're mensch.
Yeah, Michelle Monaghan.
The
thing is,
dude,
I've seen it.
Being able to there's a grand difference between, you know, seeing one of these characters like I don't know if you ladies are into Jared Leto or whatever or whoever you might be, but like for me it was always Michelle Monaghan. Yeah. And being able to see her in person, and not only that, but she was super cool and was like shooting the shit with us grunts while we were like in between takes, just infinitely more beautiful. And it's a shame because I was always a huge Adam Sandler fan for a lot of the stuff he did, you know, like Big Daddy and Happy Gilmore, the stuff he did on Saturday Night Live. But on set, he is the biggest pile of shit I have ever met in my life. Josh Gad too, that fuck. All of them, except for Michelle, were just like complete. Oh, and Brian Cox. Brian Cox, amazing class act. That man was fucking incredible. Just incredible to like work with and be around. He was joking. When it started raining, he was the one keeping everybody's spirits up. I'm like, these are like name brand actors, like trying to keep everybody else happy. They're not, you know, staff, you know, like the people whose job it is to actually make sure that it's really amazing.
Well, like the Katie Porter thing, I don't trust anybody who treats basically the help, you know, and that's not a nice thing to say, but basically anybody who treats sort of people in a service position poorly. You just know there's something very wrong with that person, that they're kind of a little bit spiritually bankrupt if you do that, because there's just no excuse for that sort of thing.
Yeah, and I wouldn't say that Adam and Josh were Katie Porter levels of bad.
No.
But they were just, you know, dismissive. These are people beneath me kind of a thing, but not outwardly, you know, vile like Katie Porter is, which is a thing unto itself, because like you guys were saying before, the mask didn't even slip. The mask was never there to begin with. It's just, this is who she is.
Yep.
Yeah.
Matthew McConaughey in real life is a sweet person. Matthew McConaughey.
Katie Porter.
I can imagine.
Well, hold on. So you said Matthew McConaughey is good in real life?
Yeah, he's really nice.
Okay, and
he shot a movie here. Sorry, I gotta say this real quick.
Okay.
He shot a movie here called We Are Marshall, and he played one of the coaches from when the Marshall accident happened with the plane crash.
Mm-hmm.
And he played the coach that came after that to bring Marshall back to like a winning college team. And he played that coach, and he was really nice to the entire city. He was really chill. He didn't act like a butt or anything. Sorry, Skep, go ahead.
No, I do, but really quickly before Skep jumps in, I do love that in between two.
Forgot what I was.
Oh, sorry. Between two ferns,
No,
when Galifianakis was interviewing Matthew McConaughey, says, "Do you ever like stop and wonder sometime if there's a sack somewhere not being hacked?" You know, it's just,
Oh my God.
good times. Hey,
You can only say
Skep.
that shit to
You know, I didn't necessarily want to make a topic out of this, but Diane Keaton passed away.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That made me sad that,
Which,
you know, the la-di-da girl is gone.
yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I have like a complex set of feelings about her. And I don't mean to make it seem
Like
weird.
complex in the pants, or
No, it's hard
That's
for
not
me.
complex.
No, it's hard for me to really
Let's
wrap
say.
my head around her as an actress.
Yeah.
Oh,
because,
yeah.
Because a lot of
gotta see
the sunshine that they're constantly blowing up Meryl Streep's skirt really feels like it should be directed more toward Diane Keaton. I mean, she was immensely talented, but
Same thing with Jane Fonda. Like people give Jane Fonda way too much fucking credit.
Well, Meryl
And
Streep
that's-
is definitely talented, but I don't think people really
Yeah.
appreciated just how talented Diane Keaton was. And
Yeah.
sometimes they would slight her for the material that she was in, and they couldn't really see her performance through the material that she was in. Like her association with Woody Allen is a thing that would turn a lot of people off, because I know there's a lot of people that he just gives them the ick,
but
and
it
they
led
see
to
Woody
her-
Allen and they want to just avoid it. Go Skep.
Oh yeah, but if it wasn't for Annie Hall, she wouldn't be where she is. Sorry.
Well, maybe, but go Skep.
Yeah, well, see, following Diane Keaton around Soho with a camera is basically what Annie Hall was.
Mhm.
You know, she was just playing herself. The role that really showed her range was as the mistress in Manhattan. My God, as the, bitter spurned woman, she played something chameleon like. Yeah, if Meryl Streep did that, they would be writing sonnets about that, and she just did that. Boom! It was it was really a very fine piece of acting, in my opinion.
Yeah. I mean, she's been, I mean, her whole career is just pretty outstanding.
She
Yeah.
had real range.
She did. And
She was talented.
78
She was
is just too
actually-
damn young for her to be passing away. That's just bullshit.
That's
Can't even think what she's been in.
Oh, she's been in tons of
barely
stuff.
got the new off at 78, as far as I'm concerned.
Well, I
was gonna
guess
say, have you seen Father of the Bride functional?
she can
those
hold
are
her own.
iconic
She can
90s
hold her own playing
I
off
don't know.
of God, what the guy with the arrow through his head that did the stadiums? Why can I not remember his
Steve
name?
Martin?
Yeah,
Martin.
she can hold her own playing against Steve
beautifully.
Martin. So
Beautifully.
she's got to be pretty good, but she can do
Is that in
serious.
Father of the Bride?
Yeah,
Yes.
she can do
Okay,
comedy.
then yeah, I have seen that because Steve Martin's a fucking whiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, the father, she was his character.
Yeah,
Right?
I know who
It's
she.
awesome.
Yeah.
I
I just
love
couldn't
her
remember
first
if there's
one.
anything like I've seen her in that I like know off the top of my head. That every time I hear her name, I immediately think of Batman, but that's Michael Keaton.
That's fair.
Yeah. I honestly, if we're going to be taking out actresses of that generation, I could have suggested some to the Grim Reaper that would have been better to take than.
I'm sorry. Did I say that out loud? What?
Yeah. Yeah. Good old Hanoi. Yeah.
Of course, she's the one who's still alive. Of course, she is.
Just being terrible.
Like Keith Richards. But Keith Richards is not
At
evil.
this point, at this point, I swear to God, she's.
And to be fair, I don't want anybody particularly to die. I'm just saying
no,
that
but
it's just the world
things
is not a
being
better
fair.
place for losing
they-
Diane Keaton.
Yeah, I was about to say, could we have kept one talent and gotten rid of the other not talent?
Well, you talk about Diane Keaton. So speaking of people who need to shut the hell up, here, let me swap
Look at you,
this
Cory
over.
Booker. Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Oh my God, Bill Nye!
So
Jesus
extended-
Christ.
Okay,
Bill Nye,
extended
the
interview,
asshole
Bill
guy.
Nye on the importance of funding NASA. Okay, I think that funding NASA is important because it's
Absolutely.
very much, as long as they stay out of the things that are better handled by commerce, there's definitely a role for them. It fits most people's models of what government should be paying for. I have no problem with giving NASA an appropriate amount of money to do basic science and to commercial and to do technology transfer, just all of the things that they do. Is NASA perfect? Not at all.
No.
No.
But
nothing
why, of all the
They're
people
still
in the
fit for
world who
purpose.
could talk about this particular topic, are we listening to Bill Nye? Bill Nye is not a real academic. He's not a real anything. He's basically an actor aping
He was an
science.
engineer at one point.
Was he?
He was. Yeah,
Yeah,
he
he
has
actually
a
has a-
bachelor's degree in mechanical engineering. Is that what it is?
Yeah. He has a bachelor's
Which
degree in
finds-
mechanical engineering, but he's not like some fancy PhD science communicator guy. I think he's kind of a lightweight, and he used to be
Absolutely, I agree with
pretty great. But when he started talking about genetics and gender and he lost the plot about 20 years ago.
This is the ugly part of people who think they're good at one thing. They think they're good at everything.
Yeah. Send Lawrence Krauss out. I mean, there's people you can trot out to make this case who actually know what the hell they're talking about.
I like Larry Krause.
I like Larry Krause too. He seems like, I mean, in addition to being really smart,
Seems like a capital guy.
he seems like a real nice guy. One time he had like a terrible cold, and I just sent a little note. You know how we talk to famous people, you more than me. And I just said, hey, dude, if you were near me, I would totally bring you some homemade chicken soup. And he actually responded and said, that's very nice of you, but I'm actually a vegetarian and all this sort of stuff. So we conversed briefly, you know, online, and he didn't have to respond. He could have just completely ignored me. He seems like
You're an interesting guy,
he seems like a nice guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, send Larry Krause out. Send
Yes.
any number of other people. Go drag Brian Cox from the UK over. I don't care, but why Bill Nye?
I like Brian Cox, or I should say I want to like him, but he's been swallowing a hefty dose of the woke pill, and I'm just like, why? You are far too smart.
Very full of himself.
Was that, Skep?
Very full of himself.
Yeah, I mean he's a smart guy, and I mean with that I can excuse some of the fart huffing, but like I'm just like looking, I'm like, you're too smart for this to not understand how basic biology and genetics work. Like, fuck.
But he is really legitimately good at science communication, I think. I think he's very effective getting ideas across to
translating complex ideas,
complicated ideas accessible to people,
digestible by most laymen. Yeah. And that's why I found him, is because people were just like, hey, this is a science guy. You'll like science, or you like science. And I'm like, yeah, I do. And then I'm watching him. I'm like, if he's going to get to something I don't know yet, like by all means. But I did find after in reflection, like, I'm like, okay, you know what? I understand the need for this. This is the need that people like Bill Maher and Black Science Man, Neil deGrasse Tyson used to fill. Only they were never fit for purpose. They were able to. Bill Nye, as much as I don't like him as a person, was very good at communicating these relatively complex ideas to children. And that was about it.
Yeah. So
those children grew up and were like, oh.
So I'm showing
smart.
Jim Al-Khalili here, who's a guy you don't hear about as much in the US, but he's top notch. He's a really good science communicator. Yeah. But in terms of the budget, the way this stuff usually works is you have to get the money out of Congress. So you're doing a PR thing to the people in Congress, and a lot of times it's just to give them cover to do what they want to do anyway. Most people generally like NASA. It's not like a part of the government. It's not like we're talking about the IRS or some part of the government that everybody universally hates, right? Yeah. It's not like that. It's NASA. Most people kind of like NASA. It shouldn't be that hard to convince people to give some money to NASA. But I just feel like Bill Nye is completely the wrong guy at this place and time to be doing it. Again, just a rant. I just think he should retire. That's basically the way I feel about it. Or go back to teaching children about stuff. That'll be just fine.
No.
Oh, that's right. He's too woke now.
Yeah, the whole thing that started this hubbub was the him doing the video about gender reassignment surgery, and that was supposed to be aimed at children. That was a revitalization of his old show. I want him to just disappear altogether.
Yeah, I didn't think that Neil deGrasse Tyson did that bad a job on the Cosmos reboot. It just really suffered badly by comparing it to the original.
Yeah.
It was not bad. I mean, Neil can actually do a pretty good job. What happens that's bad is when you give him 2 hours to talk and he starts riffing and he gets a little too far outside of his wheelhouse and he comes off as a bit of an idiot.
Yeah.
He says some genuinely dumb things, which I've called him out on before. Like his understanding of nuclear weapons is not good.
Your boy Anton has been a welcome addition to my rotation.
Oh yeah, he's great.
Even though he's very, very dry and very, I mean, he's a science kid, right? So he's got that nervousness, that awkwardness, but that kind of stuff never. I'm the same, like, so it doesn't really register to me. but I can sit there and listen to him sort of wrap up what's been going on through the week in the world of like physics and astrophysics and stuff. And I'd be like, oh, okay, cool. And he's really good at talking about it. He doesn't dumb it down a lot. So you do have to have some understanding, but I like him. I think he's a good guy. I think he's good content. I wish he had more viewers.
Oh,
we need more smart people in the world.
No, yeah, he's great. There's a thing that came out recently, which is, I think it's a bunch of his recent pieces, like things we've learned about the solar system, and it's about 3 hours of him just talking. I was actually listening to that on the way home today.
Yeah.
So I have there's an abrupt change coming here. So this next thing, I have a little note here, and it says, "Tell me how bad your police are without ... Okay, hidden no more. Butterflies on licenses, ID cards, alert police to hidden disabilities. So there's Eric, and this is Eric's ID law.
We're not seeing anything.
Can't see it.
Oh, sorry. Forgot to swap it. There we go.
Neil deGrasse Tyson wouldn't be.
Yeah. And so what they're doing is for people who have some sort of, in air quotes, hidden disability.
What's a hidden disability?
They're putting like a little butterfly on their license. So I would assume this is when cops pull them over, they don't just treat them like shit for not cooperating.
Like if they have autism or something like that, or Eller's EDS or something like that. Yeah. That kind of stuff that they can't get out of the car very fast because they have EDS. So they need a little bit extra time, that stuff. Mind you, I don't think autism should be given that much freedom, but that's my statement on the entire thing.
You definitely shouldn't be able to self-identify. That's for damn sure.
You need to have a clinical diagnosis and take it to the DMV before you.
Yeah, no, I'm autism fluid. I only have autism when it's useful for me to have it. Okay.
Yeah.
So it says the law requires that the MVA add the butterfly logo above the words hidden disability on cards for those who request it, like Carpenter Grantham, who has high-functioning autism. The logo is meant to help police identify Marylanders with developmental or intellectual disabilities that are not immediately noticeable. I feel like there's a backstory here, and that's why I said, tell me how bad your police are without ... Because I feel like I have an idea of how we ended up here. Go, Sora.
So I just have a quick question. Did they choose a winged insect or winged creature because they're gone away with the fairies?
It's got 4 wings too. I think it's kind of ableist.
Because it feels mean.
Well, it feels like because that was the whole that's the whole new thing on the internet. It's like they called people were saved back in the old days, a long time ago, medieval times. People were taken by the Fae because they were actually autistic, and that's because they were otherworldly. Yeah, and I'm like, guys, that's not a compliment. That was not a compliment. I know what you're trying to do. It's not a compliment.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, it's like I just put a freaking fairy on it, and I'm sorry, he looks autistic.
Yeah, in old timies, I'm sure Morgan Le Fay would be my Elizabeth Holmes, so I'd probably be just defenseless. But show up and be all mysterious and powerful, and Harry'd be done.
My thing is
like this.
Yeah.
My issue is with the way that it could just be how the article's worded and not how the actual practice is done. But the fact that they said that these symbols can be put on the driver's license at the request.
Mm-hmm.
It shouldn't be a request thing. It should be, you have this. Do you want the symbol on your driver's license or not?
Yeah, it shouldn't be by request. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's like, no, because there's too many of you mother effers that self-diagnose. No. A lot of you have narcissistic personality disorder and not autism. You just tell yourself.
I mean, it's the current year. We've all seen, to one degree or another, police body cam footage showing somebody who's just trying to be as difficult as possible, while saying, why are you doing this? I don't understand. It's like they tell you 20 times why you've been pulled over. And then they end up dragging somebody out of the car. It's like, I don't understand why you're doing this. You were just trying to be as difficult as possible, hoping that they would move on. But every now and then you do see these cases where idiot police run into people who have legitimate disabilities, and they get treated like shit by the police.
Yeah, but at the same time, I can't get that mad at the police considering how many pieces of crap they have to deal with on a daily basis who lie.
Yeah.
It sucks that it's that way, but I can't say I would be any different. If it's a Monday and I've already dealt with 4 people claiming they were, what's the stupid thing, free citizen or whatever the heck it's called.
Oh, sovereign citizen.
Thank you.
Yeah.
If I'd already dealt with like 3 people who were saying they were sovereign citizen, one person who would show me their insurance but wouldn't let me touch it.
Hey, I'm
all that other
traveling
stuff.
over here.
Yeah, and like some self-righteous prick of a governmental official who's like, I'll have your badge.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. The fact that cops' fuses are as long as they are, and we don't have more police brutality, the more body cams I'm seeing, the more I'm like, God damn, y'all have got the patience of saints.
Well, 90% of these things are people being terrible and the cops, exercising saint-like patience, right? But there is the civil rights lawyer guy who's actually from your state who has more than a few videos showing cops that are not patient, not good, not understanding, and really just need to have their immunity stripped and suffer because they're just terrible. Now, this is, normally this is not the case, but especially, some of the stuff from the civil rights lawyer, that channel out of West Virginia, it's pretty bad behavior by some of the cops.
It is. And it's one of those things, there are the bad ones. It's just like, I've seen so many more body cams where they're just the saints compared to the bad ones. And the bad ones need to be strung up by their toes behind the woodshed. But, but it's still the whole fact of the union is the problem as well as the cop.
Yeah.
Because the unions protect them and the unions go away.
There's a video that I saw just recently where a guy had this. Okay, so basically this strung out woman who with a long history of just not managing her shit. She'd been in and out of jail. She basically said that some guy broke into her house and attacked her and filed a police complaint. Now, they found a guy with that name, but he'd been paralyzed from the waist down in a wheelchair, and he basically showed up. They said they asked him questions. I know what you're talking about. And he shows up at the police station, and there's like this one cop who says, the guy who dragged this guy in is going to throw this guy in jail. Yeah. Maybe we should stop and ask some questions. And so the guy who's got a clue, the good cop, the guy who ought to be in charge, goes and talks to the guy in charge, and the guy says, people lie about stuff all the time. Just throw him in jail. Totally the wrong answer. Those people, they definitely need stronger IA departments and at the government, the chief, what's the inspector's thing? Office of the Inspector General, right, Skep?
Yeah, Office of the Inspector General.
We need people like that. Somebody who's not your friend needs to keep an eye and double check your stuff. Because we give them a lot of responsibility. They have to exercise it appropriately.
Yeah, but you need to go away.
Might be a little bit of a hot take, but
from you?
I know, right? If you need some form of warning label or people just need to treat you differently based on this, that, or the other thing, autism or some fucking invisible disability, you shouldn't be behind the wheel of a fucking car.
Agreed.
Often. Yeah.
Well, it's like people who have like EDS.
No, I mean at all. Like you shouldn't be able to get your license. I'm sorry. If somebody needs to treat you with kid gloves or something, how does that translate into them how they act on the road with other motorists?
To answer your question, sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So, for instance, take John Fetterman, right? So John Fetterman has verbal difficulties because of the type of stroke he had. As long as he can see the color and shape of the polygons that are the road signs, and he can do all of the motor timing things properly, he can drive a car without too much trouble. Now, if he gets pulled over and the police start asking him questions, he's going to have difficulty answering those questions.
Okay, yes.
That's an example of the kind of person who could be disabled.
Of the motor vehicle.
Exactly. So not all disabilities are the same. Now, I recently had to help somebody get their license after having a disability thing. Do I think this person should have a license? No, but that's a different story. But it was this whole long, involved process that you had to go through with doctor's notes and lab tests and multiple things. And so this person had to actually have somebody administer the test to them verbally because they weren't able to read after having 2 strokes. But they still passed the driving test, passed the written test, well, I mean the oral test, I guess, and did all this other stuff. You're probably right that the world might be a better place without that person behind the wheel. But at the same time, we don't want to strip the independence and mobility of people if we don't have to. There just needs to be a process, and it needs to be a good one, because you're absolutely right. If you're so screwed up that you can't drive, maybe you shouldn't be driving.
Yeah, that's my point.
Yeah. We don't disagree.
Well, it's like,
I mean, it's the reason why I haven't renewed my license, is because I know that what's 1 in 1,000, 1 in 10,000 chance my knee does not cooperate when I need to make an emergency or a quick stop. There's no something tightens up with I'm searching for the word here.
Constrict?
No. When something it tightens up, the torsion? No.
Or
contraction?
Torque. There's no torque in my knee. Therefore, there's no pressure being applied to the brake. That 1 in 10,000 chance. I looked at myself and I said, you know what? I'm gonna take the L here, and I'm not gonna renew my license because I don't want to take that chance. And I am apparently a good person. Oh,
yeah.
But like, I see the amount of people who do have their license, and I'm just like, this is insane. You should not be driving. You literally, Katie Porter type of person should not be driving, because she's one of those rage incident people that you see all the time that actually do cause a lot of bad accidents. That's all.
Sorry, I was just responding to Random American mentioning Mark Rober as a possible person to make the case.
But it's like, there's the
for NASA
issue, like people who are on the autism spectrum. Autism spectrum have a very hard time, some of them, with stuff that doesn't go according to plan. And driving is sometimes not the best thing to be testing that out on.
Right.
But like someone who has like EDS, who just has to move a little bit slower, like getting out of the car, like they can do all this joint movement that they need to hit the gas, the brakes, and everything like that. But it's just like they may need a little bit more time to get out of the car. I think they deserve that kind of stuff. But I
don't.
If you're actually on the if you're actually on the autism spectrum, I considering I've seen how many of them handle frustration, I don't think they should be behind a wheel. But that's me. Because I had to deal, because when I worked at the university, we were down the hall from the office that basically dealt with the kids who weren't like fully developmentally disabled, but were on the spectrum, like they had ADHD or they had autism. And the amount of screamings I would hear, just, or that's not fair, I should have, like, no, you don't need to be behind the wheel of a 3-ton apparatus. You don't. But that's my opinion.
Yeah.
And now I go to take care of doggies.
Exactly.
I agree with you. I mean, I would even, not to get too far into the weeds, but my reason for disagreeing with you on the some of those things, Harry, is just in thinking about it. I'm like, well, then no, then you're saying some people deserve professional treatment because they're different, and no, then either you change the laws so that it says you have X amount of time to comply with an officer's order, anybody, or you say, well, then no, if you can't comply within the reasonable amount of time, and we're not talking about the outliers one way or the other, of these types of things, but the generality of it all, then I'm sorry, I don't believe that you should be able to, or should be privy to this privilege that is supposed to be licensed for a reason. It's licensed so that we keep we reduce as much risk on the road as possible. That's all I wanted to.
Yeah. Well, all law type things where you've got people affecting each other are a balancing act. But once we get better assistive technologies, the minimum requirements of the person.
Flying autonomous cars by now. So.
Well, I mean, I just want a jetpack with cruise control. That'll be fine. Oh, dude, by the way, new motorcycle. First time I've ever had a bike with cruise control. I love it. I'm actually not driving faster. What I've been doing is just sort of like getting into one of the slower lanes and giving myself like about 10 car lengths and just setting the cruise control.
And just
yeah, this is good
for a minute.
Yeah. Well, not only that, but I figured out how to play music through the thing. I can like use I can have like my tunes and cruise control. I have to make sure I don't get too comfortable on there. But yeah, it's I like modern things. Could have used some cruise control today, although I was in that stop and go traffic, so it wasn't mattered that much. Yeah, jetpacks are good. Let's see. So I was going to show you something a little bit lighter. I know Serenity leaves and suddenly we switch to lighter stuff. Okay, Jeremy Clarkson wants to ban annoying new group of customers from his pub. Jeremy Clarkson heaped praise on his staff as he hit out at what be branded. Okay, why can I not say this? Heaped praise on his staff as he hit out at what be branded were painful customers who hold food intolerances, which were causing him more stress than he wanted. Basically, he doesn't want people coming into his pub and making a whole bunch of demands because of their personal food intolerances. He's had enough of it, and he's just like, okay, well, just don't come here.
Yeah.
There's a place that I really like to eat where it says they have very limited menu, and it says on the menu, all substitutions and alterations are politely declined.
Yeah.
On the actual menu. So they do not cater. Basically, that's a way to let people know before they ask that no, we will not be substituting salad for fries or whatever, or changing your dietary preference. You should ask before being sat down, kind of thing.
Yeah.
Which I really I approve. I think that's a good idea. Why not?
Sure.
There's other places to eat, other pubs to go to.
Yeah. Well, I went to a barbecue place recently, and they had one of these sort of blue zone items, like amidst all the stuff that's going to kill you early, that's fatty and delicious with salt and stuff. They had this one blue zone plate thing, which was basically just like Spanish rice and beans and salsa and, you know, all sorts of stuff. And it's just like a plate of health crap, right? And I actually got one of those just on a lark, and it wasn't all that bad. I think that if you want to sort of be accommodating to people and you want to put a blue zone thing on your barbecue menu, sure. I have no problem with that. And if you want to not do that, it's your business. Do whatever you want to do. I think these people who show up and then just run people around thinking that their food intolerances mean that everybody should just cater to them, I think it's unreasonable. I totally agree with you that just putting that note on the menu, if it's a problem for your business, just put a note on the menu. I think Clarkson is not really subtle, though. That's not his, because the place you went was subtle and polite. Clarkson's really more that's just going to say in advance, if you're going to come in here and annoy me, don't bother coming in. But that's just Jeremy Clarkson.
These diners seem like they're entitled to these substitutions.
Yep.
And that's the main issue, because most of the time, all the years I've worked in, normally, you know, and it depends on what it is, because if it's a big thing, like you said, salad is instead of fries or something, or fries instead. Like generally, if those are like parody items, then yeah, most of the time we wouldn't care. But a lot of the time it's like, oh, well, I want this like bacon double cheeseburger thing, but like, can I get like no onions? And then can you add avocado and this? And it's like, you want something completely different than what's on the menu. No. And then they give you like this whole spiel, this whole like diatribe about how they're allergic to this or that. And you know that they're full of shit. It's,
Okay, gamers.
Sorry, that was 20 years of pent up frustration released right there.
I completely understand it. I've witnessed it as a customer, you know?
It's frustrating for everybody involved.
Yeah, yeah.
And the thing is, it's sad because I can also sympathize for the people with actual restrictions, actual full allergies. And the thing is, if you're a server or a cook at any place, you cannot, like, you may roll your eyes, but you cannot do anything. If someone tells you they're allergic to something really random, you're like, are you really? You cannot take any chances, because guess whose license career, everything relies on the fact that you decide not to follow that instruction, right? It's much easier to say, unfortunately, we cannot accommodate your request.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
have them be angry, maybe write a bad Google review, but nobody risks getting shut down or losing their job, you know, or not doing it and then a patron dies from anaphylaxis.
What do you think, Skep? All these needy people and their demands to not have anaphylaxis. What do you think?
Well, there's no right to not have anaphylaxis in the Constitution.
Right, because as
I
a
think we need
libertarian,
fewer
if
weak
you're,
people.
if you're demanding that people do or don't do something for you, it stops being a right.
Right.
Yeah. So
It's
gamers,
not enumerated anyway.
Yes.
Whoa.
I know that you guys aren't really Minecraft people necessarily, but at least you're aware of it. So Incessant Gamer reaches fabled edge of Minecraft map after more than 14 years, has been walking toward mythical far lands at the edge of the map since 2011, covering 12,500 kilometers in game. Now that is dedication.
Does this guy also have a little butterfly on his license?
I don't know, but as a completist, Sora, I'm not really sure you're in a position to be super critical.
Fair.
Yeah, so he basically has been live streaming all this gaming stuff, and guys, what it was? Let's see, it was, when did it end up happening? It's like season something. Okay, he finally reached the end of his Minecraft world 5 hours and 34 minutes into his last stream, which is day 69 of his Flobathon season 12. Okay, so in day 69 of season 12, 5 hours and 34 minutes in, he ran into the edge of the world. And he could have cheated.
Those are the far lands, right?
Yeah, those are the far lands. Well, basically, it's a huge map, but it's not completely open. There's a theoretical end to it, and he reached it after walking. His character walked. He didn't fly. He didn't use cheat mode. He didn't, make skyrockets for his hands and get magic wings and fly there or do any of this other horse shit. He walked. He humped it across the map, 12,000 something kilometers, and it took that many years to reach it. But he made it. He made it all the way to the end of the map in Minecraft. This is a beautiful level of functional autism, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Why does everybody call me autistic?
I just, I mean, come on. Okay, so ladies, if you're looking for a guy who knows how to complete a task, here's your dude right there. Just, there's your guy.
Sure.
Yeah.
Well, congrats. That's good for him,
Yeah.
This is a hobby that hurts no one.
Yeah.
And it's wholesome. Good job.
It is wholesome. Minecraft is very wholesome. I love, one thing I like about Minecraft is how the audio sounds have turned into their own little audible language. That people who don't play Minecraft recognize the noises like for eating and the music for when the sun's going down and all that sort of stuff. It's fine. There's nothing wrong with Minecraft. Perfectly fine. All right, so let's see.
I wonder how long it would take me to walk from one end of the world. Yeah, I know. One end of the world of World of Warcraft to the other. Huh.
A while. So I want to show you an ad. So there was a game that I used to play a lot back in the PS1 days and the PS2 games, because they had all these Army Men games. And I used to really like Army Men Air Attack. And there was just something about the weird Army Men aesthetic layered on the games. But they did this commercial for for Sarge's Heroes, one of the games. I'm going to share that with you now.
Oh, I remember this.
Nutcracker.
You see, it's wholesome ish.
Poor Nutcracker.
Yeah, I'm easily amused.
Oh, this is good. I like this.
Yeah.
So wait, so you just played as the little plastic army men?
Yeah.
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 And did you do you do shenanigans or?
Oh
you
yeah,
have
Well, that's the
missions
purpose
and
of the game.
things, and so a lot of
the proper game.
the stuff would take place like it was in a little kid's room, and that would be the combat field for these things, and then you'd have to do
that's
all your
cute.
armyman things, like playing. You go under the bed and climb up on top of stuff, and it was
Oh,
great.
Hop into
Cute.
this
I like that.
Jeep and then drive over here and then kill these bad guys. And it was
Yeah.
a proper game. It was really fun.
I mean, man, some of those earlier games were just so good. Like, SSX was great and SSX Tricky. And as they just got onto more advanced hardware and it became more realistic, it just became more annoying. It's like, feel the annoyance of being wet and cold with a snowboard. Yeah, thanks. That's great. I like the abstract part where I'm just doing tricks on a rail.
The new Tony Hawk did take a page out of that philosophy and went back to what made the original Tony Hawk 2, Tony Hawk 3 great. And a lot of it had to do with keep it simple, stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, keep it simple. Okay, so you've been very, very kind. I don't want to annoy you too much, Functional, but there is something I have to rant about.
I've
It's a
been
food
kind.
thing. Well, you've been
met
very
me?
patient with me.
Hot dog stuffed pizza crust. We're gonna just go ahead and start
Thankfully,
layering
I
our
can't
hot
see
dogs
this.
in a circular pattern.
Okay, well, let's see. I'm trying to be better about setting things up. Let's see if we can do it now. But you can hear it.
Honestly,
Stuffed pizza
Yes.
crust. We're gonna just
That
go ahead
sounds
and start
delicious.
layering our hot dogs in a circular pattern like this. Take
Yeah,
that excess dough, our crust, and just start rolling it over the tops of your hot dog. Then we're gonna fill the center here. I'm just gonna go ahead and use some marinara sauce, some mozzarella, and some red and yellow bell peppers since we've got the meat in our crust. We're just gonna come through and cut some little
would
slices
add some
here and
banana
just start
peppers for
folding these
spice.
over one after another.
Yeah, or some
and you have your hot
jalapenos,
dog
some
stuffed
grilled,
crust
yeah.
pizza. We're gonna just
grilled
bake this off
jalapeno.
and enjoy.
Hot dogs are just totally
is
the wrong
delicious.
thing.
That
is
looks
my,
incredible.
Like, college junk food.
Put
If
that
it
in
was
chat.
if it was
I want it
Italian
now.
if it was Italian sausage, I almost said sausage. Italian sausage.
Sausage.
No, but if it was
Breakfast sausage.
Italian sausage, I would be 100% there with you. But hot dogs are just not the right thing. They're just not.
This kind of pizza, it has to be the hot dogs. This is junk. This is
Man.
drunk food. Like after the club, drunk food.
I guess I'm way too bougie because I would just not. Hot dogs are just not the right thing, and I love hot dogs.
I
Okay,
would want this now, even.
a good Chicago dog, dragged through the garden, love it. I'm a big fan of hot
You don't like
dogs.
cocktail like pigs in a blanket?
Separately,
Vienna
but not with my
sausages?
pizza.
But the crust is pigs in a
doggies in the
blanket. The
can.
pizza's separate. Like
Yeah.
the okay, no, pizza is whatever. But I mean, like the inside is different than the outside. Okay, no, put this link in chat. I need this.
I don't mean
I'm making
don't
this
mean to go
tomorrow.
all Adrian Monk here, but it's touching. The pigs in the blanket are not supposed to be touching the pizza.
You shut your whore mouth. Put this in chat so I can look at it later.
Okay, I'm gonna put it in the big chat for everybody.
Yeah, because I'm gonna try this like literally tomorrow.
Yeah, well,
Actually,
it would
I
be
might have to buy cheese, but
it would be a lot better with Italian sausage than hot dogs.
Well, that's the thing. I might try with Bambinos, which are just tiny little Italian style sausages.
Even like breakfast, even breakfast sausage would be better than hot dogs here. Even
that's
like
what I'm saying.
yeah,
breakfast
even like
sausage, or
yeah.
But Harry, we're there. There's different levels of fuck you, feed me, and this is the bottom of the barrel of fuck you, feed me. Like this is like minimal effort. We're not breaking the bank on ingredients here. This is, just simple but half decent food. I can deal with this. I can deal with this.
Just
now,
just
you want
crumble
me
up
to
some Italian
elevate it?
sausage and put it over the top and just be done with it. You don't need this.
You want me to elevate it? We're gonna do like a breakfast motif where we're gonna use maple smoked breakfast sausage. We're going to use 3 or 4 different types of bacon and even more breakfast sausage meat in the pizza. Like we're gonna go all out.
You're gonna go meat
you
bonanza.
don't
Yeah.
even know.
Yeah.
And we're gonna have those hot peppers, Sora, and it's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Like it will be great. But I mean, if you want to make something cheap and cheesy, and pardon the pun, I mean, I have no problems with putting hot dog in the crust. I'm going to give her points for creativity.
Agree to disagree.
2 points to Gryffindor.
Anyway, I put the link in the chat for anybody who
Yes,
anybody wants
you.
it.
I'm gonna
Hey,
look at
I
that
admit
later.
that sometimes I'm a little too fancy for myself, and I do get
No,
that
but
way.
that's I
I found another
fine.
video that you're going to want the link to.
But literally tomorrow, I'm going to be able to. Okay, I'm going to be able to put this pizza together. I just need cheese, but it's fine. I could do cheeseless pizza.
If it'll ever load.
I've got, the faggot king here, Richard, to tell me about that. You've got, like, stone now, because this is a cookery program, you see. You've got 30 seconds to explain to me all about faggots, all about black country cooking, without mentioning the word black country once. That should get him going, shouldn't it?
That should be very exciting.
Okay, so unlike the commercial, this is 4 minutes and 10 seconds of these guys talking
about faggots.
using your favorite word.
And he's
Try
the
that
king
now.
of them.
Here in the area, as I say, we are very famous for our faggots and peas. And in this particular area of the Black Country,
that's one.
The faggots and peas are as though like Yorkshire pudding is to Yorkshire. And
Honestly, rather have Yorkshire pudding. But
I made more Yorkshires yesterday with
I know-
brown gravy.
But that whole bird's eye commercial is really funny. I mean, it's really low-hanging fruit. Like, hey, this word means something different here than it does there. T-E-T-E. But, yeah. Just want to run around England screaming Fanny at the top of my lungs. People will love that. Oh, yeah, I guess I should actually give you the link to this because you'll enjoy it. Okay.
I often walk around, or I used to walk around saying, bum a fag.
Yeah. People need to
Even
not be
walked up to
uptight
a
about
cop-
this shit.
Even walked up to a cop once and said, bum a fag.
People need to unclench about a lot of stuff.
Really?
They really do. They're not having a lot of fun. Okay, Serenity's not back yet. There's a couple
could
things
be.
I do need to save, but Skep.
Yeah.
Okay, this one is titled Lore of Recycling. Okay.
As in data lore, or
This bag is made of plastic. Use it for as long as
Oh, I
you
love
like.
this.
However, when it is no longer of use, do not leave it in the countryside of the sea. Dispose of it in a refuse container. The world belongs to us all. We must protect TT. This bag.
protect TT.
Oh, the fact that she's reading it like it's Tolkien.
Yeah, and then with the music from Return of the King in the back.
Yeah, that's pretty great. This is Cassandra, Cosondra. I should definitely subscribe to that channel. She seems like a fun gal.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Aaron.
I'm easily amused. Okay, Sora,
No,
this.
these are the little things that tickle me too. I love it so much.
Okay, Sora, this is for you.
Oh, look at them. Look at those little guys.
Gonna
Babe,
get
look at
killed.
all the chickens. They're looking at me. They're going to go to the nicest farm ever. I bet they have a nice
They'll have nice homes.
Yeah.
Die of old age.
Yeah, they'll have robots with lasers flying over them, keeping all the nasty birds away, like an overprotective father with a teenage daughter. It's gonna be great.
I love the excitement. That would have been me too. Oh, look at the chickens! Yay, chickens! Going
Yeah.
to the farm.
About to be
Absolutely.
injected with drugs, overfed, and then suddenly slaughtered.
And yeah, Tyson is notorious for the treatment or mistreatment of their livestock.
I've been in one of the Tyson egg houses. No kidding, in Arkansas.
Mhm.
Had 3 million laying hens in one unair conditioned room. The room is about a half a mile long. It smells like nothing else on earth. I've never smelled anything that bad.
Yep. There was a pork processing plant here. I literally lasted a whopping just under 2 hours. Like I didn't make a full 2 hours. And then I walked out. I said, I can't. I can't do this. I can't be here. There's no way in hell I'm going to be able to work in a place like this. Because, okay, the conditions weren't that bad. Like you were saying, like temperature wise, it was actually fans and stuff going. But just looking at the animals, hearing their screams in the holding pens was just, and I've worked on like proper farms before with pigs, and I've never, even when we took them to slaughter, heard them make sounds like that. And they were not being taken to slaughter. They were just in these pens that were 6 sizes too small for them.
Of course, we were in a house of laying hens. This is an egg production facility, so it's a much mellower vibe. Like they had like Chick Korea and Weather Report playing in the background, and all the chickens have like sunglasses and stuff.
I guess one of the guys from the Moody Blues passed away, Skep.
Yeah, John Lodge.
Yeah. There's going to be a lot more of that sort of thing happening, I'm afraid.
John Lodge might have had the perfect life. If I could have been anybody, the only thing that I would have wanted was more technical competence, because John Lodge was more of a composer than he was a bass player, and he was a fine bass player, but only just better than average.
Yeah, let's play some. I'm sure that'll go over well with YouTube.
Yeah, you want to get sued? Oh. Yeah,
not particularly.
The Moody's will come after you. They have always been well.
I'm going to get a butterfly on my license, and then everything will be fine.
But anyway, yeah, I always thought that he, just to sing that music, compose that music, sing it, and just get to play it in front of people for 50 years. Yeah, sign me up.
So, in honor of Tax Day coming up, here's a video. We've seen different forms of this periodically, but we will see these until the end of time.
What's a tax day?
Tax day.
Day.
Got his first check. First check ever in life.
Oh, this guy. Yeah.
Let's see what it do. Hey, wait, gotta say how much
his
it is.
Face.
Yeah.
When you open it up, man. Wait, Jojo. How does it feel opening up?
So proud, his first paycheck ever.
I'm gonna buy us some stuff.
He's gonna buy himself a PS4.
Yeah. Some sneakers. Some kicks.
He really don't.
This can't be.
What's the motherfucking tax?
Why your face like that, Jojo?
It's probably the taxes. It's probably
what you expecting more?
Because you're 18.
Jojo, what you expecting more?
How much you getting?
Jojo, where you going?
He's gonna go jump
He
off
got out of the car and kicked a homeless guy.
Yeah. Serenity's back.
Get up, deadbeat.
Welcome back. Oh, poor kid. That's
Okay, so I want to show you.
Welcome to life, kid.
Still doesn't pay as much taxes.
I know you
as we
like K cars and occasionally tiny cars and stuff. So have you ever seen a Piaggio APE camper?
No.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, well, I'll show it to
not.
everybody else. I had never seen this particular one, but this
What's
is
the make again?
Piaggio, the people who make the
Pia-
scooters.
Yeah, the scooters.
The scooter mega conglomerate from Italy.
Yeah, I'm kidding.
Yeah. All
That's
right.
a weird company.
Piaggio. All right, I have to kill the sound.
Turn those into dessert carts here in the States.
I did see.
But look at this little thing on the inside.
Cute.
That's just dandy, isn't it?
That is awesome.
Oh,
that's how
I
you-
love this. This is lovely. Look at that.
Yeah.
And that's how you get sex trafficked. I'm sorry.
Hey,
free hugs inside.
Yeah,
I mean,
Muscle comes to you.
it's definitely more of a European thing because of
Not
how
the way-
condensed.
It's the
he's got a
candy man.
little wood burning stove or an alcohol stove. Not really sure there. A little sink, a little hob there. Yeah. This is actually really well done considering the size of this thing. This is really nice.
If you were careful, you could dissect a corpse on that. Yep.
Yeah. No, Serenity. The reason why, because it's smaller, more compact, unique. Definitely much more of a European thing. Here, it's panel vans. That's You need more because there's also a higher volume of Mexicans that you have to traffic.
Yeah.
Well, I showed you guys the video of the Winnebago, the guy who built turned a gold wing into a motorcycle into a Winnebago thing. I know I showed you guys that. Maybe some of you didn't see it. But
I've seen it.
What's like, I understand the reason why in Europe they're so small, because a lot of those roads are fucking.
Yeah.
Like,
but I mean, it's also like, just to get from place to place. Yeah.
Yeah, short distance.
You're going to go to Rome, and then you're going to visit Greece, and then you're going to visit Turkey, and like
they're not North America where we're all like, Jesus.
Yeah, to get from like Chicago to New York, yeah.
You just might as well just take 5-hour energy drinks in like 2 minutes and just pray to Jesus. And just go. That's all it is. Or take the train.
Yeah. Excuse me. Let's see. Is there anything else we need to do before we leave? Hot dog stuffed. Okay, hot dog stuffed crust pizza. Yes or no, Serenity?
Yes.
Oh.
What?
I will look at it. I will not guarantee I won't gag.
Play it again. I want to see it again. I completely Uno card this on Harry because he thought this was going to torture me.
I think hot dogs are totally the wrong thing. It should be sausages, not hot dogs.
Sausages.
I think I agree with sausages.
Yeah.
That looks like it's in Japan or China. Could be Korea. Korea's weird with pizzas.
Yeah.
They put corn on pizza.
Yeah. I mean, it's well executed. I just think hot dogs are just completely the wrong thing to put on there. That's all.
Give me a good Italian sausage.
Thank you. See,
giggity.
What a right thinking. Oh yeah.
Got giggity.
Sure, you can get a couple of those at that place that had the shotguns.
Damn right.
That's right. Walk into the sporting goods places. I'm looking for some Italian sausage.
I'm sure there'd be some very nice Italian men who'd oblige me.
Yeah. And yes, Sora, they are happy
women.
to see you. Okay, so let's see. I don't think there's anything else that we have to do. Oh, I did decide to entertain Functional with this 4-minute long thing from the BBC.
Oh, yes.
See if it'll ever load.
Who doesn't like a good faggot? Really? With some
gravy and peas.
Little mash on the side? Like, look at that. Look at that. That's a faggot right there.
Because I know how much Functional likes that word.
Mm-hmm.
Perfectly cromulent word.
It's a perfectly cromulent word.
It worked. It fits for what it is.
All right, so
like when my sister told me we're not allowed to say retard anymore, I said I was talking about retarding the pickling process, like
or ignition timing.
Scientific use of the word for once.
Yeah.
I'm talking about the people who are stupid, not the ones who have no control over it.
Yeah.
I have respect for the people who have no control over it. I have no respect for people who make a choice.
Well, I feel like we've done our 2 hours and we should call it.
Thank you for your service.
Yeah. So, this has been your Minions of the Zoo for Saturday. Thank you, panel. Thank you, chat. The zoo is closed. Good night.
Good night.
Yay.